This episode of the Dungeoncast has been brought to you by Hero Forge. Hero Forge has fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy races and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build the perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser. There are plastic and metal options for your custom mini. And Hero Forge even offers downloadable model files for users to 3D print their unique designs at home. Plus, they're constantly expanding the catalog of customization options. They're adding new parts every week and major features like races and custom posing on a regular basis. All you have to do is go to heroforge.com and you can start designing your custom mini today. It's super easy. And don't forget to check back and visit them every now and again because they're always adding new content. One more time, that's heroforge.com.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Will.
I'm Brian.
This is a podcast where we talk about everything Dungeons and Dragons, from wayward warlocks to wonderful wyverns. And today we're covering the Illusionist and the Necromancer. Hey Brian.
Hey Will.
How you doing today?
We're good. I'm good. I think you're good.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Because I was like, we're good.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yes, I too am good.
Yay!
And today we're doing our second episode where we're diving in depth into specific
characters.
Subclasses. Not just characters, subclasses.
Yes.
And today we're covering the wizard subclasses, the Illusionist and the Necromancer.
Yeah.
Specifically the schools of Magica, School of Illusion and School of Necromancy.
That's why we said W things at the beginning.
Indeed, because of wizard. So let's get into it.
Okay.
So the study of wizardry is ancient, stretching back to the earliest of mortals' discoveries of magic. It is firmly established in the worlds of D&D with various traditions dedicated to its complex study. The most common arcane traditions in the multiverse revolve around the schools of magic. Wizards through the ages have cataloged thousands of spells, grouping them into 8 categories called schools, as described in Chapter 10 of the Player's Handbook.
Chapter 10 is deep, man.
It is. It's a big chapter.
Go read it.
In some places, these traditions are literally schools, like actual academies, where a wizard might study at the School of Illusion, while another studies across town at the School of Enchantment. In other institutions, the schools are more like academic departments with rival faculties competing for students and funding.
Yeah.
Even wizards who train apprentices in the solitude of their own towers use the division of magic into schools as a learning device, since the spells of each school require mastery of different technique.
Or you could be a wandering magician and you pick up a small boy with red hair and you teach him the ways of the planet and how to divide his mind.
Oh yeah, I was like, "What did he write?" Oh yeah. That's a thing.
He's also a bard.
Yeah. Well, sympathy is their school of magic and Name of the Wind. So there that is.
That was a name of the Wind reference. Yes. Not a spoiler because it's like the first 30 pages or something.
It's true. So illusion spells deceive the senses or minds of others. They cause people to see things that are not there, to miss things that are there, to hear phantom sounds, or to remember things that never happened.
Cool.
That's a brutal one.
Yeah.
Some illusions create phantom images that any creature can see, but the most insidious illusions plant an image directly in the mind of a creature.
Yes. Cool stuff.
I was reading through kind of just across the editions of what I could like grab lore-wise about magic, and it seems that I found 5 different specific types of illusion spells.
Okay, cool.
Like any illusion spell will fall into one of these 5 types.
Yeah, you have like your general, like your minor illusion kind of is the building block of lots of other illusion spells. Like,
yeah, sure.
Just builds on that text.
Right, and I believe minor illusion would fall into this first category. So the first category of illusion spells is called a figment.
Okay.
A figment spell creates an image, sound of something that isn't there but cannot make something appear to be something else. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like you can make something appear to be there, but you can't transform something.
Right. Okay.
The next is a glamour. A spell from this subschool can fool all senses: sight, hearing, touch, taste, smell. It can also make creatures and objects disappear.
Nice.
Then there's what's called a pattern. Pattern spells are similar to figments, but they also can affect the minds of those perceiving them, often with negative effects. So I think like, was it phantasmal pattern? Is that what's the spell I'm thinking of? It's not color spray because that's evocation.
I should have the spells up real quick.
It might be hypnotic pattern.
Hypnotic pattern is a spell.
Yeah, so that would be a pattern spell. The next is phantasm. Phantasms are personal mental images conjured into the subject's minds, such as making them believe that they are witnessing the worst nightmare or a loved one. Observers who are outside of the phantasm see nothing.
Okay.
And finally, there's what's called a shadow. Using extra dimensional energy, illusions from this subschool are partially real and can affect the world around them or damage things. So this is illusions almost made real.
Wow.
So those are the 5 types of illusion spells.
It's powerful stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So let's get into the actual mechanics of if you choose this archetype. So with the wizard, I believe they get to choose their subclass at level 2. Yeah. I think it's just called School of Magic. I'm not sure if is it called like a specialty? Can't remember off the top of my head.
No, I think it's just like, okay, hang on. Hold your thing.
Yeah.
We'll double check. I have a PHP, so
Nice.
we'll go to wizard, and then we'll get the vocab right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just School of Magic.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just your school. Oh, your arcane tradition. That's what it is. So when you reach your second level, you can choose an arcane tradition.
Okay, and your arcane tradition will fall into one of the 8 schools. So, School of Illusion. You focus your studies on magic that dazzles the senses, befuddles the mind, and tricks even the wisest folk. Your magic is subtle, but the illusions crafted by your keen mind make the impossible seem real. Some illusionists, including many gnome wizards, are benign tricksters who use their spells to entertain. Others are more sinister masters of deception, using their illusions to frighten and fool others for their personal gain. So I haven't really looked at this because you were given the task of building the Illusionist.
Yes.
So I wanted to kind of stay in the dark about it, and I'm building the Necromancer today. So I'm excited to see what the Illusionist gets.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
how much more do you have then? Like how?
I have all the stuff written out.
Oh, okay, cool.
I didn't
cool.
take a look at it.
Oh,
Did you want to read it? You could read it.
I can if you want.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to go over like the Illusion Savant and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Like Illusion Savant, Improved Minor Illusion. I have Malleable Illusions, Illusory Self, and Illusory
It might
Reality.
be better for me to read it again, just so I'm like more familiar when I jump into my character.
Go for it. Yeah.
I spent my prep right before this episode, like solidifying who the character really is as a person, and then I built everything like
a while back,
like a little while ago. Yeah. So at second level, when you take your School of Illusion, you get the Illusion Savant, and that's going to be the golden time that you spend to copy an illusion spell into your spell book is halved.
Right.
So if you're playing more traditional style like spell casting, where you need
to
buy
the components,
spend a lot of money,
right.
it takes a lot to get your spell book up to snuff.
Yeah, the wizard, it's all about like you work for your spells.
Yeah,
but I
forgot
them. Basically, every wizard gets this same feature at the beginning, where whatever their school is that they specialize in, it has the golden time that they need to prepare and cast
so other spells, because you don't have to just take illusion spells. You can take other spells, but they're going to cost like whatever.
You'll be less good at them technically.
Yeah. Okay, so Improved Minor Illusion also at second level. You learn the minor illusion cantrip. If you already knew the cantrip, you learn a different wizard cantrip, which is super cool. The cantrip monster.
Yeah, that's
although there's like at some point you really don't need more than like 6 ever. I feel like that's like starts to get redundant.
Every time I have 5, I'm like, I don't know what to pick for my 5th.
Yeah, but there are good ones to pick that I think get overlooked because I have the same issue.
Right.
But the cantrip doesn't count against your number of cantrips known, which is super cool. So when you cast Minor Illusion, you can create both a sound and an image with a single casting of the spell.
So normally I take it you can only cast one
or the other. Kind of like
interesting.
Comparable to like prestidigitation, I'm pretty sure, where you can do like one effect at a time.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure with Thaumaturgy you can do 3 effects
3 at a time. That's right.
Thaumaturgy.
You can have a boom. You can have like I forget what else Thaumaturgy does.
You can make your eyes glow. You can make like windows shutter. You can
you can snuff out lights.
You can make a thunder sound in the sky.
Yeah,
you can snuff out lights.
One.
Yeah. Thaumaturgy is my favorite cantrip. I think I've said it before. I'll say it again.
So let me look at the table for wizards in general, because it's a big gap between the Improved Minor Illusion and your next thing is level 6, your Malleable Illusions.
Oh, you want to see what do you get between
just general,
3, 4, and 5?
Because your Necromancy is going to have the same sort of stuff,
spell slots. You get more spell slots.
So at second, it's just spell slots and like
spells known,
ability score improvement, and then at 6th level it's just the arcane tradition.
With the wizard, it's just all about the spells,
straight up.
Yeah.
So at level 6 you get, and we're going up to level 10, I think today.
Yeah, right? But we're going to read all of them. But well, you built a level 10. I built a level 7, but it's all
that's cool. Okay, so at level 6, this is like the best thing ever. Starting at 6th level, when you cast an illusion spell that has a duration of 1 minute or longer, you can use your action to change the nature of that illusion using the spell's normal parameters for the illusion, provided that you can see the illusion.
Okay, when you cast an illusion spell that has a duration, you can use your action to change the nature of the illusion. You can't do that? Normally you can't.
You would have to recast.
Oh,
which like this is basically going to save a spell slot in the scenario where like I want to change my, if let's say I made a major illusion, like a monster of some kind, and I want to like, one of the examples I see a lot is like I make a dragon appear over here and it's causing a ruckus and I want to make a distraction. Oh, well, I want to change it into a troll now.
Oh, okay.
So that sort of thing. Like,
so you
kind
can
of like
transform
change
it on the spot.
Yeah.
And you normally can't do that. Yeah, there's a lot of utility there.
I want to change this bonfire into like a giant man-eating looking plant.
But can you do it in a way that is like undetectable? So let's say like the dragon, right?
Yeah.
If someone sees the dragon turn into a troll, that's probably going to tip them off that something's up.
Yeah.
But is there a way to do it where it's like in the illusion, the dragon dies and disintegrates, and then the next thing that happens is a troll comes out of the cave?
With this, I don't see why not, because if you can change your illusion into like I make it into cinders on the ground. Yeah. And then like you could basically like make it tornado into like,
then it just double rolls through and blows that away.
Or the dragon flies behind a cloud or a tree line and then
there we go.
It disappears and then a troll emerges out of the forest.
Exactly. That's what I meant. Can you do that?
Yeah.
And I don't see why you couldn't.
So illusion magic, it seems like, is left up. This is hugely left up to the imagination.
Yeah.
So wherever your mind can take you within the parameters of the spell itself, you can kind of work within that frame. Yeah. So if you can figure it out, and your dungeon master, guys need to be on the same page. I feel like.
Yeah. You have to complement each other's style and not like step on each other's toes.
I think so, because it's like, well, I have this ability, and it's like, well, like the monsters don't like they see your dragon, but they want to still kill you. Like you got to be into the role play, and like your dungeon master has to be on your side with this, and not really like. I feel like combat is where it's going to get messy.
Because then you as a DM, you are always worried about balance, but at the same time, you need to reward a creative player, because it seems like this class rewards a creative player.
I'm looking forward to all of the comments that I get that we get in the like YouTube or wherever we're going to see them about like what you can do with this stuff that I didn't just like. I'm just skimming the surface today. Like I'm not getting too deep into things. I'm just going to be I'm going to lean into my character in terms of the creativity of like the spells taken and stuff like that. But I think this is like, this is a really cool ability that lets you kind of work with that imaginative
I think
flavor.
It's the type of ability that if I had read, I would have kind of been like, oh, that sounds cool, but not really thought about it.
I was talking to your special guest Jake about it. Like, what can you like? What does this mean? Like, what can we do with this? And you can do some pretty cool stuff and like not waste as many resources. At level 10, you get Illusory Self. So beginning at 10th level, you can create an illusory duplicate of yourself as an instant, almost instinctual reaction to danger. When a creature makes an attack roll against, and I think reaction is like the key word there. Yeah. So when a creature makes an attack roll against you, you can use your reaction to interpose the illusory duplicate between the attacker and yourself. The attack automatically misses you, and the illusion dissipates. Once you use this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a short or long rest.
Okay, so it's like you miss. It's a free miss.
Yeah.
On a crit would be
basically,
nice.
Yeah. So the Warlock gets a feature like this where...
you did.
You can... and I played the Warlock in Super Quest Saga. So
you didn't know? Brian's actually a Warlock.
I can as a Warlock, you can impose disadvantage.
Yes, that was it. I remember. Cardi would do that all the time.
This is superior, and it's long rest.
That is superior, because it says no to a crit.
Yeah, basically you create you substitution jutsu your way out of danger.
That's exactly what you should do.
And it's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get stabbed. And it's like, gotcha. Yeah, not today.
That was a log.
But yeah, this specifically says that you're creating like a version of yourself, like an illusion of yourself. So it looks like
you, so that's what they strike at. It's not you, so it misses.
Yeah. So you're like, and then the sword goes through you and it just like explodes. I guess it's up to you. Like, what does it look like? Does it like warble and like vanish, or a poof of smoke?
Yeah, that's definitely. I would say that's
smoke, a poof of smoke.
Both. Why not both?
It's a puff and a poof.
It's a puff and a poof.
No, you only get one. Action economy. And then I guess we'll go up to level 14.
Yeah, because we want to talk about the whole subclass. So yeah.
Illusory Reality. By 14th level, you have learned the secret of weaving shadow magic into your illusions to give them a semi-reality.
What we were talking about with shadows earlier.
When you cast an illusion spell of first level or higher, you can choose one inanimate, non-magical object that is part of the illusion and make that object real. You can do this on your turn as a bonus action while the spell is ongoing. The object remains real for 1 minute. For example, you can create an illusion of a bridge over a chasm, and then make it real long enough for you and your allies to cross. The object can't deal damage or otherwise directly harm anyone.
So it's not that real.
It's only...
Still, you literally you are making something from nothing for a limited time, but that's badass.
You can't make a sword to stab somebody, but you can make like...
A bridge to carry a caravan?
Yeah, like if you want to cross like...
Well, 1 minute. You're not going to get a caravan across a bridge in a minute. But.
No, but let's say like there's a gap, you can't jump and you're trying to run away. You could feasibly do that or create like a ladder, I guess, to crawl out of a pit or...
Or create a door. I mean, it doesn't say you can't create a door to block somebody from following you.
See, there you go. Yeah. Like that's pretty cool. You can do a lot of cool stuff here. Like if you're in a pinch and you're very high level, there's probably other magic you can do to save yourself. Exactly. But you could just use your illusion stuff to, like, I make a ladder and then I get out and I make a shovel and I like dig a hole. I don't know. Like you could turn your ladder into a shovel and make it real, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's it for the list of like what you get as an illusionist.
Yeah, specifically. Yeah. We've already gone over all the wizard stuff in our 2 wizard episodes. So.
Right. All the flavor of this class is in the spells itself, like how most of the things
That's
are.
Definitely the wizard. I had to flavor my guy more with spells. Although I got a little crazy with the backstory. He's very flavorful. He's juicy.
Nice.
He's a juicy boy.
I leaned hard into backstory today too.
Okay,
so
for sure.
We're doing good.
Let's check out the character you built today. You built a wizard illusionist, level 10. Tell me about your character.
So my character is based off of a real person named their stage name is Faye Presto.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of him.
It's a female magician in London, Britain.
Okay.
The UK.
Current, modern now?
Yeah, they're pretty old. I think they're like 88 now.
Oh, they're up there. Okay. So their heyday was back then.
Their heyday is now, I think, too.
Oh, shit.
They're called the Queen of Up Close Magic, and one of her best tricks or most notable tricks is a disappearing bottle, like through a solid table. Mm-hmm. So she'll take a bottle and wrap it in a table, like a napkin, that thick material.
Yeah, sure.
And push it through the table. And it'll pop out on the bottom hole. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the people at the table, like, I can hear it cracking and crackling as push it through. Wow. And then she's like, sometimes they break, so I'm going to wrap it up. And obviously that's the trick, you can't see the bottle collapsing, but the bottle appears beneath and she pulls it out and puts it on the table.
Right.
And a lot of that is like showmanship and stuff. So I modeled my character to have that sort of start as a performance magician, as we kind of went over in the wizard data as they present it in the player's handbook.
Exactly.
So my person Faye Presto was a performer in a tavern, just doing table magic for people with illusion, improved minor illusion. Probably this is like low level early days.
Living.
Crack it and smack it, my dude.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, you're good. What should I go over first? Should I go over like my stats? Because they're pretty we're going standard array.
I would do it in whatever order you think is best.
I'll just, since I have it up, I dumped my strength, so I went 8 strength, -1 strength, +1 dexterity, 0 con, which I know is never like, I went 10 con. I just kind of leaned into being a weak, squishy wizard.
Sometimes you just gotta put the stats to character.
The illusion magic is like really defensive, it seems like.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it being as offensive in a lot of cases, but there are offensive spells where you create like an illusion of the mind, and like, I think it's called like phantasmal illusion, where you like make their worst fear appear and it like attacks them and stuff like that. I'll look into the spells in a little bit, but +3 intelligence, +1 wisdom, +3 charisma. I did go with a changeling.
Okay.
To kind of like lead into
that's important information.
Yeah. This is like before I really got the persona of the character, and I was like, well, I'll just like go full, like present the illusion to like shapeshift and do that. But I think if I did a rebuild, I might pick a different class, like a tiefling or a
if you were to do rebuild of the same character, you weren't feeling the illusion class.
Yeah, like looking back on like who I chose to model my character after, I'm thinking like changeling may not be the best thing, but like I'll it's, I don't think it's as important. Damn, my AC is only 11.
Yeah, welcome to the world of Wizard. Although mine's pretty impressive, but that's for other reasons.
You get hit, it's over. But I get cool stuff with changeling. Like I get I get a boost in charisma, and I took intelligence, I believe. And I get I think I took like Elvish and Sylvan because I wanted my character to eventually end up in the Feywilds and to improve the illusion magic and like the kind of mystical, like whimsical nature of like becoming a performer, become like Fey touched and maybe even like hit that random table of how long you spend in the Fey and what happens. Of course. And I would love to run this, like world build this character a little bit to go through that on like the random charts that they provide for that sort of thing.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
But eventually like go to the Fey and then become notable enough to be handpicked for espionage or, by the king or whatever it may be. Cause I was like, how am I going to get this character into an adventuring party?
Right. Where's the point of change for her?
So maybe pick up at level 3 or 4, starting in a campaign and move with a party from there. Like I got lost in the Fey. I met like Fey creatures and
I've seen some shit.
Learned Fey morality and like,
oh boy.
Now I can.
Does she have like Fey morality now?
Maybe like in touch with that a little more in terms of like applying it to performance.
Okay.
And kind of bring that mystery or that oddity to catch the attention of her subjects or whatever.
Gotcha.
But becoming so good at illusions and being, I think initially I was thinking like a changeling to do infiltration missions. Cause I think initially my build was like, I'm going to build like a nasty character that like gets in there and like messes up governments and stuff like that. Like for the work of like, for hire, basically.
Oh, wow. Okay. So almost espionage.
Yeah. Okay. And then I was like, we built a glamour bard like that.
We did.
So, so maybe let me like move away from that old idea and like kind of go with a more classic adventurer that's just sort of been through some more unique things in terms of like a fighter might have been through war. Yeah. But this character has been through like teachings of, you have to learn the illusion magic at some point from a teacher, instructor,
like the hard
school.
knocks of like trying to establish your own profession.
Yeah. And then like, well, time to make money so I can learn, like I have to build resources to put into spells. So they've got a lot of illusion magic in their spell book. Right. And they go into like,
and maybe they're like, well, I don't give a shit about fireball because I'm not trying to blow people the fuck up. I'm trying to make,
that's not my MO. Money here. I'm trying to make money, or like when I'm in the Fey, I'm trying to escape from danger or like stay safe.
Yeah, I forgot there's the fate part.
And I was thinking like that's how we apply this sort of magic, defensive magic. Okay. Or using illusions for defense or distractions so they can like get away and as a changeling, just change my shape and no one is any the wiser. Right. If things don't work out in this place, I'll move on to the next town.
She's illusions all the way down.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So that's pretty much the character as a whole. I think
does the character have a name?
Fey Presto. I just kind of lifted it. But I'm thinking maybe just go by Presto, maybe not Fey.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that because I remember I was looking through our character builder and I just saw your character. It just said the Prestige. I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what this is.
Well, because I was gonna do, and I was like, I had decided like, okay, performer. Like,
sure,
I'll go with the Prestige and like Ed Norton.
Yeah, sure.
And
although Edward Norton's in the Illusionist, not in the Prestige.
Oh yeah, because I was also looking at I was like, I remember I like the Illusionist more than the Prestige.
I think they're both good movies. They shouldn't be compared because they're very different types of stories. But
yeah, I agree with that. And but if I'm going head to head, I like that movie. I like Ed Norton more than Christian Bale in this setting. Yeah. Unless like I don't think Ed Norton is a good Batman. You know what I mean? I think Christian Bale is a pretty good Batman.
He's a pretty good Batman. I don't want to get in that conversation.
No, this is not the time.
That's a rabbit hole.
Michael Keaton.
No, don't get me started, bro.
He's back, dude.
Cool, I guess. I'm not a Michael Keaton Batman fan, so don't get me started.
But that's the whole of it. The skinny. Okay. I think it's worth mentioning that like this person I based my character off of is a trans woman. Oh, okay. And it's very like one of the more notable magicians of her circle for sure, like out there.
Okay, for sure.
Like part of.
Is it based in London?
Yeah, for sure. What was it again? Hang on, I have it up. Because the inner magic circle And I think that's like,
Ooh, sounds like a cult.
well, yeah, you know, in a way, I suppose it is.
To it for sure.
But I think she performed at like Clapton's birthday party,
That's dope.
and like, you know, I watched a little docu, and they were saying like you get into one celebrity party, and then it leads to your next celebrity party. So she's mostly I see her working in restaurants.
Oh, for sure.
Is what.
So at level 10, what is Faye Presto doing?
So at level 10, you get the
No, I meant like I mean,
oh,
you can talk to me mechanically
now.
I mean, what does she do day to day at level 10?
I'm thinking this character's older at by level 10, maybe up in like the 60-year-old range.
Okay, she's done lived the life.
Yeah, then. So she's an older woman.
This is an NPC that you meet in a town or a city then.
No, well, kind of. I was thinking like I wanted to play this character in like a campaign setting, like maybe a 1 or 2 shot sort of deal.
But maybe not start at level 10 then.
Well, no, I wanted to do like a higher level adventure where like I am a seasoned like veteran. or maybe this is a character that the party can go along with for a city game sort of deal. Like, let me get you in. Like, I know the connections and like I can kind of like.
But as a player, not as an NPC.
Because you can make a wall. Like, you can literally make an illusion of a fucking brick wall and everybody get behind me and we're just going to, like, walk into this joint.
I'm not saying she wouldn't be useful in a party. I think she'd be amazing.
Yeah. And that's the idea is, like, maybe it could be I want to play the character, but I was thinking, like, if it is an NPC sort of character that the party needs, this is the sort of role they would play.
Right. It feels like an NPC, like a cool, notable, fan favorite NPC in a campaign.
Yeah. And
that's what she feels like to me in this.
I think that would be really cool.
Because she's so seasoned and already level 10 and all that other stuff.
Maybe if we dial it back to the earlier levels, like level 5 or 6.
You get that growth going on.
Yeah, and I can play the character and like sort of be out in the wilderness or something like that.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
And I thought that it would be like by level 10, you know, older, experienced,
definitely
wizened.
No,
and
level
like,
10, you're no fucking joke. Like you are no fucking joke.
And you can
a single level 10 can be the sole protector of an entire town of 10,000 people easy.
Yeah, dude, a Jackaware, our more recent episode, is assaulting the townsfolk at the gate or whatever.
Yeah,
and
then Mr. Level 10 shows up.
How about I make a fucking giant?
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what
and
I'm
like
saying.
there's a giant at the gate.
Illusionist, yeah.
And what's going to stand up to that? Like really, because the way illusion magic works is if you move through it, if you interact with it physically, the creature realizes it's an illusion.
Right.
But you can do other things, like other kinds of stuff as like attacks.
Well, so she's level 10. What's her spells DC? Spell save. Do you got it?
Because
I don't think a Jaguar is going to save. What's the spell DC?
How do I get?
Yeah, I hate. By the way, I hate the fucking the
desktop
that you're looking at.
Beyond?
Yeah, fuck that. Every time I build one on here, I download the PDF because the PDF is the normal character.
I should have done that.
Yeah, now you know.
Because I'm used to looking at it on the tablet, but I think my
Well, what's your? Maybe we can figure out what's the proficiency bonus at level 10 plus 4.
Yeah, 4, and then I have. I'm going to be using intelligence, so 3.
3, so that's 7 plus
8.
Plus 8, so 15.
Yeah.
DC 15. Yeah,
not bad.
That's gonna be tough.
Did I build it? I don't think I didn't level this character up to 10 in the. Oh no, yeah, I did. Yeah, so like level 15. I'm so used to 16 and 17 for like our mid-max saga characters.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I was like, that seems low.
Yeah, even I was looking at your HP, I was like, damn, that's level 10.
Super low HP. Yeah, this 42. Is just the average, but that's what happens when you just take the average with no con bonus.
Yeah, exactly. Well, is there anything else you want to say about your character?
No, I think the meat and potatoes of this character is kind of what we talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so difficult when I was looking at all these different illusion spells. Like, it really is like a limitless possibility of kind of your imagination.
Right. Right.
You make this illusion. It is what you want it to be.
Exactly.
So this is a really, actually, I think, a difficult like sort of spellcaster to play because of that.
Yeah, I also think it's not a bad way for a brand new character to go because I find a lot of times a brand new player will want to, oh, well, can I do this? And then you
make a great
lot
point.
of times it's the answer is like, well, yes, technically, but you got to think about this, this, and this. And with the illusion, it's like, well, yeah, you can make it look however you want.
Exactly,
Go for
because
it.
a fighter player might ask for something that takes 3 checks, and it seems like a simple action, but it's maybe not.
Right.
An illusionist can make an illusion. It's like, I want it to do this, this, and this, and it's like, totally.
Yeah,
it can do this, this, and this.
Well, I think that's enough about the illusionist. Let's take a short rest, and we'll come back to the necromancer.
Hey everybody, be sure to check out
Super Quest Saga,
a future fantasy 5th edition D&D actual play podcast homebrewed and dungeon mastered by yours truly, me, and Set in Space.
And I play in it, along with your special guest Jake and friend of the show, Josh Freeland.
You can find it on YouTube, iTunes, or anywhere else you can get your podcasts.
Super Quest Saga!
All right, we're back.
We've returned.
Indeed we have, and we're talking about one of the darkest, if not the darkest school of wizardry.
Necromancy.
Necromancy, yes. So necromancy is a school of magic that spells manipulate the power of death, unlife, and the life force. A wizard who specializes in the necromantic school is called a necromancer. Necromancy spells manipulate the energies of life and death. Such spells can grant an extra reserve of life force, drain the life energy from another creature, create the undead, or even bring the dead back to life.
Yeah, we're doing some taboo magic today.
Yeah,
I think illusion magic might be taboo in some circles.
In some circles, necromancy almost definitely is
in all
almost everywhere.
Circles. Cleric circles mostly.
Which is cool in a way because the player's handbook has almost no type of like class options that seem inherently evil. A lot of the evil class options are in like the Dungeon Master's Guide with the Oathbreaker, and I think the Domain of Death for clerics and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
And this is really the only like, it's hard to make this not be evil kind of class in the player's handbook. But there are ways you can do it. You can make it not evil, but it's definitely taboo. One
and the
way or
game,
another.
the Wizards of the Coast is like trying to move away from those stereotypes, like making things inherently evil, like written in the text to give it more free form.
Right.
Which is like, it's progressive times right now. So
Yeah, sure. But at the same time, like,
it's still fucking pretty evil.
yeah, this is evil as fuck. And the options I was talking about for the Dungeon Master guy, I mean, they're evil as shit too. It's
Okay.
the Oathbreaker and the Circle of Death Cleric. It's about killing people brutally.
Yeah.
So creating the undead through the use of necromancy spells such as Animate Dead is not a good act.
No.
And only evil casters use such spells frequently. So let's get into, we're just going to get directly into like the player's handbook mechanics. So the School of Necromancy explores the cosmic forces of life, death, and undeath. As you focus your studies in this tradition, you learn to manipulate the energy that animates all living things. As you progress, you learn to sap the life force from a creature as your magic destroys its body, transforming that vital energy into magical power you can manipulate. Most people see necromancers as menacing or even villainous due to the close association with death. Not all necromancers are evil, but the forces they manipulate are considered taboo by many societies.
Definitely.
So just reiterating what we said.
Yeah. Well, we reiterated what
Sure. So level 2, you get the same thing that all wizards get. Basically, beginning when you select the school at second level, the gold and time you must spend to copy a necromancy spell into your spellbook is half. So whatever you specialize in, you're better at it. But also level 2, you get a feature called Grim Harvest. At second level, you gain the ability to reap life energy from creatures you kill with your spells. Once per turn, when you kill one or more creatures with a spell of first level or higher, you regain hit points equal to twice the spell's level, or 3 times its level if the spell belongs to the School of Necromancy, which it probably does because you're a necromancer.
Right.
You don't gain this benefit for killing constructs or undead because they don't have life force energy to reap.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is fair.
So,
but a Pokemon could probably still Giga Drain it.
I mean, well, yeah, because it's Pokemon, but so right out the gate, you're really good at killing things, and guess what? Killing things makes you stronger,
Right.
So already, down the road of evil.
It's that soft, chewy death flavor.
Right.
It's already chewed gum.
So at level 6, you get the feature. This is one of my favorite features, if not my favorite feature. Undead Thralls.
Okay.
At 6th level, you add the Animate Dead spell to your spell book. If it's not already there, which it isn't, what are you doing? You're a necromancer. When you cast Animate Dead, you can target one additional corpse or pile of bones, creating another zombie or skeleton as appropriate. Whenever you create an undead using a necromancy spell, it has additional benefits.
Okay.
The creature's hit point maximum is increased by the amount equal to your wizard level. And the creature adds your proficiency bonus to its weapon damage rolls. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's like a free attack on those guys, pretty much, to
Exactly.
absorb.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, I take out my special bag of holding and I dump out a fucking corpse.
There we go.
It just fucking gets up. I
Yeah.
do some fucking signs over it. Edo Tensei, let's go.
So at level 10, we get a feature called Inured to Death. Inured to Undeath. Beginning at 10th level, you have resistance to necrotic damage, and your hit point maximum can't be reduced. You have spent so much time dealing with undead and the forces that animate them that you've become immune to some of the worst effects.
Okay.
So you're so inundated with darkness that it doesn't hurt you as much anymore.
Nice.
And finally, at level 14, you get Command Undead. Starting at 14th level, you can use magic to bring undead under your control, even those created by other wizards. As an action, you can choose one undead that you can see within 60 feet of you. That creature must make a charisma saving throw against your wizard spell save DC, which is going to be garbage because undead have like no charisma.
Yeah.
If it succeeds, you can't use this feature on it again, which is common. If it fails, it becomes friendly to you and obeys your commands until you use this feature again. Intelligent undead are harder to control this way because they actually have a charisma score.
Nice.
If the target has an intelligence of 8 or higher, it has advantage on saving throw. Also that, apparently. If it fails the saving throw and has an intelligence of 12 or higher, it can repeat the saving throw at the end of every hour until it succeeds and breaks free. So the smarter ones, not only is it harder to get them under control, they have the chance to break free every hour.
Okay.
So
that last one's a lot, this Command Undead.
yeah, it is a lot. And basically, a necromancer's worst fear is another necromancer. Because it's like, if Necromancer Joe shows up, he might, take over your guys. And then it's just a battle of who's taking over whose guys.
It's resource management
Yeah,
at that
it's resource
point.
management at that point.
Who can manage
And
their action economy the best?
Can you tell when you have command? Like, you know what I mean? It's not like they glow a different color when they switch sides. So it's like, who's keeping track of who's controlling who?
Maybe that's
going on.
Maybe that's the trick to winning a Necromancer versus Necromancer battle is to make it look like the other guy's in control, but really you're in control.
Yeah, I like that.
And
I
like
that
last
a lot.
second, it's like, oh, I'm being surrounded,
Yeah,
and then they just
they all obey me.
and then they just like, I don't know, pick you up and move you to the back, and then I don't
Yeah,
know how this looks.
Sure. Well, I would imagine like the skeletons. We got Joe, we got Bob. Bob is sending skeletons at Joe. Joe turns a couple of them, but then seems to get overwhelmed. But in reality, he's taking over them, but continuing their command to march at him.
Okay.
And so eventually, the hope here is to get as many under control as you can by the time they get to you. So right when Bob thinks he's got it, guess what? You weren't controlling any of them. They're all Joe's skeletons now, and you don't have time to do anything about it because they're coming straight for you.
Oh, wild. See, I was thinking like, what if the BBG or just the bad guy for this arc or whatever
okay.
is a necromancer,
Yeah.
and you have a party with a necromancer and for some reason also a cleric, and you could turn their undead to make them go towards that guy, and then the necromancer can jump in and while they're close
And take control.
turn.
That's some combo power. I
That's
like that.
combo
That's really
power.
cool. I like
and then
that a
the
lot.
necromancer and the cleric high five, and the cleric washes his hands with holy water and throws up.
We were never really friends. Okay,
Sacred
so
flames the shit out of everything.
any questions about Necromancer before we get into my character?
No, I want to know.
Okay,
about
you
your
want to know?
character.
All right, so the Necromancer is not my favorite of the subclasses. I would probably never run one on my own, and so
I've never felt the need to.
Yeah, so
like-
what I like about us doing stuff like this is it forces me to get out of my box and get creative and make something out of like make a necromancer that I would play and that I would think was fun. So I made one. This guy, he is a lizard folk, level 7 wizard necromancer. His name is Machawi of the Blasted Heath.
Okay, cool.
And so
Your characters always have such long like monikers.
I get really into my characters and they're full of themselves. So before we get into the stats, I guess I will write down, or I will read what I wrote down about like their appearance.
Mine will be Presto of the Fae. Now
there we go, Presto of the Fae. I like it.
That's much better than the direct lift.
Yeah, there we go. You gotta change it a little bit.
Yeah.
So Machawi is a black. Oh yeah, he's lizard folk. Did I mention that already?
No.
Yes. So he is a lizard folk necromancer.
Nice.
So Machawi is a black scaled lizard folk male. He wears the skull of a black dragon wormling on his head with dozens of runes and totems hanging from it and from his fins. Across his chest are painted tribal scrawlings. Otherwise, he only wears a single loincloth for clothing.
Okay, cool.
I'm going with a real like voodoo witch doctor kind of feeling.
Sure.
He wields a staff upon which are tied 3 human skulls enchanted with the Augury spell. Ooh. One skull says woe, one skull says wield, and the other says woe and wield, which I can go over that a little bit more when we talk about the Augury spell. Okay. I see, I had to do it this way because I wanted him to just be able to do the Augury spell, but you can't. Only the cleric can. So I was like...
Or the Ancestral Barbarian.
Oh, nice! That's pretty badass. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Because in FBATs,
he does
have
that.
one, and he does.
Cool.
He does
so you're familiar with the spell.
Yeah, Augury. I get them Augury and Clairvoyance confused because they're the only 2 spells you can do, and I'm like, which one is which?
Which one is which? Okay.
Augury is the one where you can kind of get a heads up about the future.
Kinda. So it's like, if I do this, what will happen? And like, whoa.
Yeah, and they tell you it's
bad.
cool. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Like what if the parameters are like it doesn't account if somebody unexpectedly dies or like something like that. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Go ahead and keep talking.
Yeah, it's more like okay. So I'll let you look it up. But the point was, again, I wanted to go with this like almost fortune teller thing too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I couldn't get the spell any other way but to cheat and say the spell has that. The staff has that spell on it.
Well, who's to say that your powerful level 7 character didn't pick up an enchanted staff?
The truth is he inherited it from his mother, which we'll get into in a minute.
Nice. Okay. So. Should we go over what Augury does real quick since I have
sure.
it?
Actually, I forgot. I printed it out somewhere. But go ahead, you already pulled it out.
By casting, this part is all flavor, but by casting gem inlaid sticks, rolling dragon bones, laying out ornate cards, or employing some other divining tool, which is your staff or whatever.
Yeah, with the 3 skulls.
Right. You receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. If you cast a spell 2 or more times before completing your next long rest, there is a cumulative 25% chance for each casting. After the first, you get a random reading. And I don't really know what that means, but it says to see page 216 of like the PHB, I'm assuming.
For sure.
So
I just love the image of this lizard folk dude with like a skull headdress, traveling with the party, and the party's like, who the fuck is this guy? And then like he asks his staff questions and the skulls speak.
Yeah.
It's very Halloween. I love it.
Should I raise these undead? Okay.
I'm
doing it.
So Machawi was born to a witch who dwelt alone in a swamp known as the Blasted Heath. His father is unknown, but rumored to be one of the witch's many desperate visitors. They say he came in the night wishing for vengeance on a rival. She demanded from him his firstborn son, and when the visitor left in the morning, his rival was already dead, killed by a mysterious ailment. Machawi was raised and trained in the dark arts by his mother, raising the dead, reading omens, speaking with spirits, and even consorting with demons. Upon the passing of his mother, Machawi decided to venture outside the Blasted Heath, alongside his 2 undead guard drakes, because he can raise two zombies at once.
That's cool.
So I just reflavored of his guard drakes. They're mechanically still, just zombies.
Yeah.
But they look like, lizard creatures that would live in the swamp.
Yeah, I love the lizard folk being the necromancer. It's like, these are good parts.
Exactly. That's exactly what he's like.
This is very functional.
So he leaves the swamp with his guard drakes. Machawi seeks to rise in power beyond even his mother. He wishes to avoid the fate of death himself. So personality-wise, Machawi is relatively pleasant, actually. Though intimidating in appearance, especially when silent, Machawi is not cruel. He is cold and calculating, as all lizard folk are, but he is mostly just pragmatic and honest. He views his practice as as a practical path to power and fails to see the wickedness of undeath. This leads to many awkward situations since Machawi performs poorly in casual conversation, since all he knows is necromancy, forbidden knowledge, swamp survival, and taboo ritual.
Okay.
And those are topics few find palatable.
Okay.
Let me see here. What did I write?
Just surviving.
Oh, yeah. His background was hermit, which makes sense because he lived basically alone in a swamp.
Right, and who's going to want to hang out with this dude?
But with hermit comes this feature called discovery, in which you've made some crazy discovery that's really reality changing. And so I had to think about it. What could fit for this guy, and I ended up writing something down. So during a drug-induced prophetic vision, Machawi has witnessed the arcane weave that binds the universe together, and in it, the glimpses of a path to the mastery of death beyond that of even a lich, where one's alignment and autonomy remain intact without the great weakness of phylactery. He only remembers pieces of the vision, but seeks to find this ultimate path in own life.
Oh, sick, dude.
So he knows there is a way, he doesn't know how though.
Okay.
So that's his discovery, and it's whether he gets there or not, that's up to the campaign.
Right.
So
okay.
that's Machawi. We already kind of went over Augury, but I'll go over his stats. So he's actually a pretty stocky boy. He's only level 7, but I kind of min-maxed him in a way. He's got 16 intelligence and 16 constitution. Really worked with his race because he gets a +2 to that.
Yeah. Well, can't he eat stuff to get HP as a lizard folk?
here.
I think you can bite
I know what you're talking
flesh
about.
And
And
it's a D6.
I think you're right because he does have a bite attack. Let me see if I can find it here. Hungry Jaws. What's for short?
There it is.
But it's actually you can make a bite attack if it hits. You gain 3 temporary HP. So yeah,
It's only 3, but it's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. So
that's cool for a wizard to get 10 HP
absolutely.
passively like that.
And he's got natural armor and shit too. So 16 constitution, 14 dexterity, only 10 strength, 12 wisdom, and 8 charisma. He's got no charisma. So +2 to initiative. He's got a 15 armor class. Because of that natural scales that he has, plus his dexterity and all that. 51 HP because he's a stocky boy. I think for cantrips, he's got Chill Touch, he's got Bite, he's got Toll the Bell. Let me see, where's his spell list? Yeah, Dancing Lights and Infestation are his cantrips.
Okay.
Spells that I chose specifically, the kinds that he would cast would be Cause Fear, Unseen Servant, which I would kind of I would reflavor Unseen Servant as a spirit that he calls from the nether realm or whatever.
Okay.
Fog Cloud, because that's very Halloweeny and dark.
Yeah.
Shield, because it's practical. Sleep is another I wouldn't say it's it's a scary spell. I think sleep's a scary spell.
It can be for sure.
Yeah.
It can be a super weak spell. It's all about how you apply
right
because damaged creatures will be more susceptible to it, right?
Yeah, very much so. And then I chose Ray Enfeeblement, Web. I'm going again with the swamp thing, something like spiders,
this is really
fog, cool. Mind Spike, Detect Thoughts, Animate Dead, Bestow Curse, Gaseous Form, so he can turn other people or himself into a gas cloud.
Into a cloud. It's
Blight.
cool with the swamp because it's you don't know if it's the magic or if it's just the fucking swamp.
Exactly, yeah. And then Phantasmal Killer, and then finally, when shit has hit the fan and last resort, he can summon a greater demon.
Okay, cool.
Which is very dangerous.
Yeah, because if you fail the check on it or to control it and it just is a wild demon, it could attack anybody.
Yeah, basically. I skimmed it. I didn't really because it wasn't that important to his character.
I think that's how it works though.
Was.
If it gets
you can lose control of it basically,
and it could come to kill you because it's a demon and you summoned it and it doesn't want to be here probably.
Exactly, or it does, but it wants to do what it wants to do, which is kill everybody.
Yeah, and especially you now.
Especially you because you deign to think that you could control it.
Exactly. So is your character an adventurer or is your character an NPC in the bog?
No, he is definitely an adventurer.
Okay,
this is a character I would super want to play.
Oh,
just
nice.
He'd be fucking hilarious half the time.
No, the lizard folk doing this there's elements of lots of other characters.
Yes.
I think that I've seen you kind of not necessarily create or play, but interact with a lot.
Exactly.
So there's things borrowed.
There's little pieces from here and there.
Yeah.
Because I really had to think about it hard because I was what necromancer would I possibly want to play as?
Right. Okay.
And I didn't want to be too cliche. But let me see. So yeah, he's got the natural armor gives him AC of 13 plus his Dex mod. That's why. So he's wearing better than studded leather with just his loincloth.
I have this. You're so much data in your backstory. I have this
thing where I build characters like this character could die, so I don't flesh out the backstory until I start playing them in a campaign. Because
I know
what
you mean,
like,
and I think
space.
that's a good thing to do. I think for
early levels especially, but for my level 10 character, I think
you want to flesh it out probably a little more for that. But for me, it's a good exercise for me. I like to write stuff anyways, and then I think it's just good content.
Okay,
to flesh it out a little bit more. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that like I think was flavorful or juicy about this boy. I love his guard drakes. Zombie guard drakes are very intimidating. But yeah, this is like a character that like I would expect the party to not trust or like at all at the beginning. But slowly but surely they realize Machawi's actually a cool dude.
He's a cool dude. He's probably just reliable based off of his instincts as a lizard folk.
Exactly.
And like the way, I don't know, it doesn't seem like you're trying to animate too much like of your neighbor's dead.
No.
You know, and that's where it gets extra super duper taboo is like, hey, I'm a necromancer. Can I go to I'm just going to sneak off to the graveyard and like get some product.
Yeah, which is something Machawi might do if he doesn't realize that he could get in trouble for it. Yeah, because he's like his zombie guard drakes died. He needs more zombies, and he can't find any more guard drakes to kill. So
I like just like stumbling upon him, like digging up a grave, and everybody's like, "What are you doing, man?" And he's like, "You guys just throw this stuff away."
Exactly, that's exactly what he would say.
What the hell's wrong with you?
But any other questions about Machawi? Oh yeah, I guess one last thing. Machawi is a Swahili word for witch, and then I took the Blasted Heath. It's the name of the place in H.P. Lovecraft's Color Out of Space. It's like this terrible bog area.
Is Color Out of Space a Dagon thing?
No, it's not.
What's the bad guy in that one, or
the Color Out of Space?
The Color Out of Space.
It's the color that comes from space.
Is that the one where they go to the rainforest?
No, a meteor falls on this farmer's land. It's very terrible.
Oh shit! And he goes out there with the shotgun. It's fucking Raditz.
But no, God, that'd be fucking hilarious. No, but a meteor lands in this farmer's land, and
like racking my brain. I don't think I've read this one.
The Color Out of Space. Well, spoilers for Color Out of Space.
Super popular.
Whatever this entity is, it's not really named or understood. It just came from space, but it's draining the life force from everything around it and driving people crazy. Shit. Yeah,
fucking tree of life.
It gets inside people, drives them crazy, makes them and like disintegrates them from the inside out.
Oh man,
exactly.
Nice.
So, Blasted Heath, Machawi, cool character. I think we're ready for a long rest.
Yeah, let's get ready for the long rest.
Let's do it.
Well, it's time for bed, and we talk about what we're thankful for and what my footwear is like in my house. And one of my slippers is made of bones and rotting flesh, and the other one, don't touch it because it you know. It might vanish.
That one's not real.
This one looks like a normal slippy, but is it? No. My foot's very cold. Both of them.
I would imagine, why don't you illusion it to make it a matching pair?
I can make it real with my level 10 ability.
That's true. Well, only for a minute.
This one's a real slippy for at least 1 minute, and this one is undead. This one will drain your life force. Don't wear this one. Don't wear either of these.
That's not a good set of slippies.
These are bad slippers. These are almost as bad as my elemental slippers. Let's talk about people we're thankful for on Patreon for coming and being supporters, subscribers, patrons of the Dungeoncast.
Absolutely.
And in like Super Quest Saga since they're associated. So
they are.
Let me go through my list here. Thank you, Phoenix Salsa.
Thank you, Phoenix.
Okay.
Cool fucking name, Phoenix.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Thank you, Retrobit Cotter.
Thank you, Retrobit Cotter.
This one's fun. Thank you. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Will, I think.
Is
that's the whole name?
Yeah. All right, say it again. Say the whole name.
I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Ellipses. Will, I think.
Oh, okay, I get it. Thank you. I'm not saying that, but thank you.
Wheel. Thank you, NyQuil for life.
Thank you, NyQuil for life. Oh, I feel you.
Thank you, JP the Pirate.
Thank you, JP the Pirate.
Thank you, Spencer Darby.
Thank you, Spencer.
Thank you, Fox Sama.
And then there's Fox Sama.
There's a character. It's Fox Sama, like. And there's a Japanese character. I think. I don't know. I don't read.
Oh, the Fox is referring to an anime character.
Fox Sama, and then there's a character I don't recognize here.
Oh, okay. There's emoji or something. Gotcha.
Thank you, Mark Henriksen.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Nicholas Cordio.
Thank you, Nicholas. That name sounds familiar. Welcome back, Nicholas. If you're who I think you are.
Thank you, Nick Cuevers.
Thanks, Nick.
Couvers.
It's
Cuyvers. I can't
say. You say it again.
Cuyvers. Kivers.
Kivers. I would say that's how I would say. Maybe I'm wrong.
Thank you, Black Wolf.
Thank you, Black Wolf.
For your up. And yeah, there we go.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No.
Don't make me laugh so hard in my back.
So yeah, thank you to everybody who came in on Patreon. We know the situation out there is dire. So ish.
Yeah.
And things are crazy. So we really appreciate anybody that's willing to come out and support in this time.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about stuff. Let's talk about stuff you can get on Patreon.
Okay,
I don't know if people know
what they're getting.
The fucking full fold of
Catalog.
shit that is there, because
Yeah.
there's so much stuff there at this point.
Big backlog.
And stuff that we try to update it as much as we can, at least like once or twice a month, to give you guys more fresh content.
Yeah.
I
think there's two regular things that are going up these days.
Yeah, there's stuff going up all the time. Like pretty much. Okay, let's start at the $5 tier. If you are a $5 patron, you can get early episodes of the Dungeoncast as we record them.
Yep.
So right now our recording schedule is once every 3 weeks. So
Dude.
pretty much you're going to get 3 episodes, that many weeks early.
Yeah, 3 episodes 3 weeks early, every 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, like the first episode we record is like 1 week early, then 2 weeks early. Then 3,
yeah, that's
you know what
true.
I mean?
Yeah, it's just kind of staggered in that one.
Yeah, but
every 3 weeks you're going to get 3 episodes early, though.
You're going to get 3 episodes that none of them are due to air for at least 1 week away.
Exactly. There we go.
And then at the end of that frame, when we record again, we dump the new episodes in there. They're typically like a more ad-free version of the show.
Yeah.
Not like completely. We like the edit might have like our Super Quest Saga ad in it and the short rest,
gotcha.
but I leave the other ads out of it.
Okay, for sure.
The next,
so you also get Vault Raiders in that,
you get Vault Raiders,
which is a one-shot series.
I'm gonna put a pack together, a Google Drive pack for our live game stuff that you get at $5 level.
Okay. Yeah.
I did that for FBATs because you get season 1 of Flashbang and the Surgeon, and it's all on a Google Drive pack I put on there.
Oh, nice.
So
and you get that at which level?
at the $5.
Oh,
so
nice.
there's a ton of live play stuff, actual play stuff that we've recorded in the past, like a one-shot series called Vault Raiders that Will DMs, where me, your special guest Jake, and Josh Freeland, friend of the show, get in there and play some wacky characters. I think I play the same character. They switch it up.
Yeah, I think you stayed the same one, but they've switched it up.
I love
a couple
that character.
times.
Every time we play that game, I'm going to beat Giselle.
Absolutely. It's like a zany kind of like. How do you describe
It's like playing it feels like I'm watching Indiana Jones.
Good. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
It's an adventure.
Yeah.
It's an adventure of adventures, and we're trying to get fucking paid.
Yeah, it's true.
So
you guys.
that one's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We do like sound design and music for them in a lot of cases. For those ones
paid.
particularly, a lot of work went into them from Will and myself and players. So those are really cool to check out. I think we have like Ranger Danger and the Halloween special are like up for free on Patreon right now.
For sure.
That might change, and I think we're gonna
adjust that.
We'll stagger like older stuff into the $5 tier. So like there will be a refresh on that stuff as time goes on.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of action, like a whole season. There's a whole season of a show where I DM Batman the Animated Series episodes into Dungeons and Dragons game, and I have 2 players that are like guided by old Batman to go through the adventures, reimagined. So you can get a whole season of a show in there. If you're looking for more content from us, like that is a great place. The $5 tier is a great place to go. The early episodes and all the live play stuff. Plus you get to see all of Will's show notes that he has digitized for the show. So you can read along as you listen to episodes and stuff like that. The $10 tier is going to be season 2 of Flashbang and the Surgeon.
Nice.
Which is going to get knocked back to...
Wait, there's one more thing about the $5 tier. You didn't mention the dungeon chats.
The dungeon chats.
Yeah.
Once a month-ish, we try to get a podcast. It's just another podcast that me and Will do where we talk about whatever we want.
Exactly.
So if you want... Not
But we
necessarily.
take requests, though.
We do take requests because it's hard to figure out what to talk about sometimes.
It really is.
Like there's so much, and it's our oyster. So what is it? So yeah, the dungeon chats is really cool. Season 2, you're gonna get all of our access to all of the stuff we just mentioned, and then you're gonna get season 2 of Flashbang and the Surgeon. You're gonna get
That's a 10 tier.
That's $10 tier now. Yeah, and you're gonna get like our Halloween special adventure. You're gonna get Ranger Danger, which is a really fun. I DM that one. It's the regular crew, which is I'm the DM, Will's a player,
Yeah.
Your special guest Jake and friend of the show Josh Freeland.
That's zany in a different way. That's like
I'm
not sure how to describe that. It's like crazy zany.
It's just me. It's a party full of rangers.
It almost seems more like a comedy improv game than anything.
It is.
Yeah.
It is my comedy improv game where I do whatever I want and kind of get you guys to play along.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We just did part 1 of volume 2 of Ranger Danger. So part 2 is the finale of that episode. It's gonna we're gonna get to recording that pretty soon. So you get those 2 things. It's really cool. Like Dredge into Shadowmar Keep, the Halloween thing. I think that might be up for free, but originally it's like the $10 tier level stuff. And then, like I said, season 2 of Flashbang and the Surgeon. And then what else? Is there anything else I'm forgetting at the $10 tier?
tier? No, I don't think so. OST, did you mention OST?
The OST. Okay, so if you're a fan of Super Quest Saga, all of the original soundtrack, well, basically all of the original soundtrack for everything we do on the Dungeoncast is included in the SoundCloud playlist. We had a request to put that on Spotify, but I'm not sure how to keep that private. If I put, I don't think I can even get it on Spotify. No. Like maybe as like an album, but I have no idea how to make that private.
It wouldn't be private, and that's one of our Patreon
we need to keep that like kind of in house. So I'll try to put together a Google Drive pack so you could at least like download it and listen to it on your device.
Right. There
if you want to.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
So I'll get to work on like these Google Drive packs. I think we've had some success with it and with Flashbang and the Surgeon. So we're gonna try to get everything like that because Patreon's interface is a little wonky sometimes.
Yeah, it's not the best.
So you get. Go ahead.
I was going to say $20 tier, you get the exclusive yearly item, which this year is What the Grumsh mug.
Yes.
But we're coming up pretty quickly on the 2021 item.
Yes.
Which we haven't really discussed yet, but I have a few ideas, which we'll discuss off air.
Will and I.
It'll be something good. And it'll be something different. So I think we did, a t-shirt the first year and a mug the second year?
A t-shirt? No. Yeah. I think it was a mug and a mug, right?
Was it a mug and a mug?
Have we only done 2 or we've done 3?
We've done 2.
So it's a mug.
It was a mug and mug.
The first one was just shout out to
It's not going to be a mug. We're going to try to do something maybe a little bit nicer than a mug if we can.
Yeah, the What the Grumsh mug is cool. It is a nice mug. Art rendering of Grumsh on it.
It's true.
That we
commissioned. Yeah.
I think Will made the shout out to Demogorgon mug from scratch.
I did.
But yeah, those are really cool. If you're going into the $20 tier, we've made some changes to work with Patreon to ship our mugs out now. So make sure you kind of like read the fine print on that to make sure that you're doing it right, I guess, to get your items.
Yeah.
But at the $20 tier, you're going to get everything we just mentioned, plus that special mug. You're going to, the OST includes stuff from Super Quest Saga, Flashbang and the Surgeon, the Dungeoncast. So like our intro bit or like any guitar stuff that we've recorded, any like sound effects stuff that has been sound designed in house, like is up there. Like cool little snippets of audio. It's just a cool place if you're into the shows that we make and you want to take like a deeper dive into them.
It's all there.
It's all there, and you can donate at like any level to the Patreon. I mean, obviously we have those tiers categorized, and we're gonna try to keep doing more stuff there. I think especially with merch, I think there's a lot more to.
We have more options now. We're a little more flexible. That's why I really want to kind of do it up for 2021.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be working on something. We're always trying to work on things there. Season 3 of FBATS is coming out, so as soon as that starts coming out, we'll bump the season 2 stuff down to the lower tier so more people can kind of get on board and see what that's all about. But yeah, just go check it out, and like we said, if you want to try before you buy, there's some stuff to listen to on there. Before you actually, if you want to become a patron, if you're thinking about becoming a patron. But really the point is to like support the show, and we just want to try to give you that bonus content as like, it's kind of how Patreon is set up. So thank you guys so much for supporting the show. It does cost money to make, and time and resources and stuff like that. So we really appreciate you guys getting in there and helping us out. Do we want to talk about anything else before we call it a game?
I think it's time to call it a game.
All right. We'll catch you guys later.
Talk to you guys later.
The Dungeoncast.